A lot of people ask me, what was my wife's trauma, the reason why she drank all these years? Where did she start? Where did it come from? And this is going along with a lot of the questions that I get. This is really the part two of the questions that I constantly get on a regular basis, and it's better to put it in a video and answer the questions. My wife had trauma in youth. The reason why she was drinking was, number one, it was a hereditary issue. She had family members that drank. Her grandmother died from alcoholism. Other key family members in her own family had issues. And it was part of her family culture as well. They all drank wine with dinner when I first met them. This was something I thought was normalized in her life, and I didn't really have an understanding of it. They all drank Chardonnay, and eventually that Chardonnay, her couple of glasses of Chardonnay developed into a much deeper problem. They became bottles, 0.75 liter bottles, and then 1.75 liters, which is like half a gallon of wine a day. So it became an issue 10, 15 years down the road. She also had trauma, and I don't really get into the trauma that much, but when she was 16, she was really sent away from her family. Something happened. I mean, her family wanted to break her up with her boyfriend at the time. They were getting a little bit too serious when she was 16, and they sent her to an all-girls school about 500 miles away, which for her was very traumatic. There's another event that happened, but that was very traumatic because she felt that she was kind of pushed away outside of her family and her comfort zone, and she had to go live on her own at a very early age. And I think it was something that she never really got over. She had abandonment issues as a result, and a lot of stress from that. And I'm not really sure why she never worked through that, but that was a lot of the cause of the catalyst that caused her to drink. Then they get a lot of questions like, do I drink, and did I drink with her? Well, to begin with, yes, I do drink occasionally, and I've said this many times. Occasionally, I have a cigar with a bourbon. If I have a 12-pack of beer, it might be in my house for 2 months. If somebody comes over, have a beer available. It's not really part of my life. What people don't realize is alcohol use disorder really has nothing to do with alcohol. I don't have an issue. It's not part of my life. Again, I have an athletic background. I've said this before. It's not my issue. With my wife, we never had it in the house. I never brought anything into the house when she was around. Certainly in the later stages, I never drank with her. It was never something that we did, even in the earlier stages. When we went out to dinner, she used to get mad at me because I wouldn't even order a beer. I would never drink with her. It was also always something that she did in isolation, did by herself, or did with dinner, or it was just part of her life. I don't like wine. I never drank wine with her. I wouldn't even drink a glass of wine because it's just at this point it makes me nauseous, just the smell of it, just from what I've been through. So that was never part of it. It was something that she did, something that she brought into the relationship, and something that she never really got over during the entire relationship. No matter how much support and how much support and help that she got. I mean, 7 rehabs, multiple emergency stays, hospital stays, psych visits. She got a lot of support in her life, and it was just, for whatever reason, she just never was able to work through it and conquer it. And then a lot of people ask if I enabled her. Well, to some extent, maybe I did. The fact that she was able to live with us, during the period. But a lot of people don't realize, certainly in the later years, some of the reasons why it was palpable or we could live with it is because she didn't live with us that much. The last few years, she did go to 7 rehabs. Those are 30-day stays. She was incarcerated twice, one for 55 days, another one for 65 days. She went to the hospital no less than a dozen times the last 7 years of her life, sometimes for up to 10 days at a time. She had knee replacement surgeries, ankle surgeries. She had several surgeries on her stomach and her intestinal tract. She had some psych stays for 10 days. There was just big periods where she wasn't there. I mean, the last couple of years that she lived with us, she was only maybe 5 or 6 months out of a year, which made it, possible. That's one of the reasons why we stayed with her. I mean, she was continually trying to work on herself. Unfortunately, it just got worse and worse and worse no matter what was tried. Even when she went to, an outpatient facility, she would, on her way home, she'd pick up alcohol. It just didn't work for her for whatever reason. And again, I hope some of these common questions that I get on a regular basis have made sense. I hope they clarify some things. I'll probably refer to these too when I get these questions. Again, I go live Monday through Friday right around 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We also have the Facebook group called There's an Alcoholic in the Family, a very good support group for either alcoholics or their families in really any situation. Then when you're ready to work with me, the links are in the bio for the group and for my breakthrough call. We spend about 45 minutes to an hour. We do a deep dive into what's going on with you. We go over the program and the pricing. The call is free. The program definitely is not. But I want people who are ready to change their lives and the lives of their family. And again, thanks for listening.